have some really great guests today. I'm very excited about this. They are very excited to bring their program that's launching here in the Central Valley. And this is something that all of us, women in business, most of us go through, women on the go, that we all have to deal with this. And so let's go ahead and get to it. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Candace Peralta. I am the director of Grassroots Childcare Cooperative.
Yes, and my name is Renee Stewart. I am the founder of Grassroots Childcare Cooperative.
All right, so we are talking about what? Women in business and
Childcare.
Childcare, yes. All right, thank you. Childcare is like the number one issue. It is pretty much if we don't, mothers, caretakers, if we don't have childcare, there's a lot we can't do. We can't work.
Right.
We can't go to school.
Right.
Can't go to the grocery store.
Right. All of that.
Well, the thing is that you can.
Yeah.
It just becomes a lot more laborious.
Right.
Yes. And also, I found out that I'm going to split you guys up. And also, I found out that childcare is more so for me than anything. You hear that? Childcare is more so for me. If I put you in childcare, it's like, oh, thank you.
Yes. Break.
I'll be back.
Countdown.
Let me get a break.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
All right. But more importantly, we know that childcare offers early development.
Correct.
As well for children, help them socialize as well, help them become independent.
Yes.
And then it also gives them a sense of awareness and self.
Yes.
When they spend time away from mom or dad or their caretakers, then they can pretty much be on their own, find out who they are, and develop a voice for themselves.
Exactly.
And so shout out to all of the child care providers, that the ones that do such an immaculate job, especially for here in the San Joaquin community. Okay, so let's talk about it. The name again, what is it?
Yes, so it's Grassroots Childcare Cooperative. And we are opening up our initial location here in the city of Stockton, but we provide childcare services. But not only with that, we provide a 360 wraparound service for the whole family. There's no way that you can basically say that you're providing childcare. No offense to any childcare provider that is taking in children on a daily basis and their hustle. But there's other components that when the child comes home, they're around and they impact their lives, their environment, the way they think, what they do. And so what we want to do is also provide support for the whole family, every single person in that child's life that is going through anything. We want to provide them with support, emotional, holistic, whatever it will be to better improve that child's life as well. And so it's a 360 childcare cooperative.
Right. And so what is the beginning age for this that you're looking at?
Yes. So right now we're speculating about 4 months to 5 years.
Oh, wow. Catching them right at the beginning.
Right.
And a lot of people don't understand that children that are early as 4 months old, some of them know how to sign.
Right.
They can sign to you. Their cries are pretty much speaking their language. It's a high pitch or low pitch.
Yeah.
So children have a great way of communicating to us as early as that as well.
Right. It's really true. For sure. I definitely witnessed my nieces and nephews learning sign at a young age, and they were able to indicate when they were hungry and sleepy. And you have personal experience with that as well. Go ahead, Candace.
My daughter definitely learned. I taught her how to sign early because they need to be able to communicate with you, and you give them all the tools, which is what this program is giving children, the tools that they need to communicate. And so with my daughter, it was just, she started all the things early because she could just tell me. And that was easy for me. Less stress.
Yeah, there you are. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into a little bit more dialect. You have your notes, some of the things you want to share with us about Grassroots.
So
first of all, how can they find you? Let's get that first.
So if you're watching us here on Facebook, we do have a page, and it's Grassroots CCC is the page name. If you're on Instagram, it's the same handle, Grassroots CCC as well.
All right.
And we're currently working on our website as we speak.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that. Go ahead.
Well, actually,
One of you young ladies.
I'm fine.
So, well, basically, the whole basis of this cooperative is that, we're bringing it back to the basics of family life. And so you had mentioned earlier that, when you're a parent, period, whether you're mom or dad, it's hard to do small things to go to the store. It's a little bit more challenging. But when you take back on the community aspect as, it takes a village, it just makes everything more easy.
That's right.
Yes. So what we're doing is that we're providing childcare services, but we're going to be approaching each family with a holistic approach. And we'll be teaching them supportive methods to make their lives easier, because we live in a life where everybody's working a 9 to 5. We're hustling. We're all shooting for different goals and whatnot. And what we're missing is that community piece. So that's what we look forward to bringing back to the community the most, is forming a community for families so they can be well supported in the midst of just childcare. And they do get away, but then they get a bonus families to help support them and other people that look like them in the midst of their life. And
all right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I know the background of this was with Stock Solid, correct?
Right.
How did that come together? How did that form?
Yes, so I had pursued in-home childcare with my daughters as a single mom, and was not able to successfully start it up just because of lack of startup capital, things like that, and resources, right? And so I ended up, working a different 9 to 5 job, and was introduced to Stock Solid by my husband, and started participating in a lot of the meetings. At the same time, I was kind of battling wanting to be more of a present mom with my kids. And so I decided to restart trainings through Family Resource and Referral again. And while I was participating with Stock Solid, you were like, hey, you know what? You should pursue, this on a cooperative level and get more people involved, because, when we bring our assets together, then we could do more. And
wow. That's beautiful. And what are some of the programs that came from that, or some of the ideas that you want to implement within this program?
So I know that we will be.
I'm good, huh?
Yes, you are. So I did mention a lot about the education style that we'll be submerging the children into. It's going to be more of a holistic community approach, and Ken Dawkins does have a lot of experience when it comes to that. So more holistic style education. Yes, I love Ken Dawkins. And so we'll also be planting our own foods and things like that. We'll be having family nights, and then also ongoing events.
So this is basically like Grassroots.
Grassroots.
It's a community. We're raising children.
Yes.
We're providing I shouldn't say providing childcare, but the resources for childcare, and also the resources for development as well.
That's right. And I think one of the great things about our cooperative, which might be a little bit different than any other childcare cooperative that you might see, is that we take a look at each and every single family's assets, what they have to bring to the table, which is different per household. But we really promote for parents to be involved. And if they can't be involved, then what do they have within their capacity that they can contribute?
I'm bringing the food, right?
Okay, yes.
I'm bringing the food.
Gladly.
I'll bring some holistic cookies. I'll bring some holistic popcorn.
Yes.
I'll bring some holistic juice.
Yes, all of that.
So, it's for the babies. I can even do some pasta. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah.
Right. So, we'll be looking at each family. And so what we want to do is we want each family to get ahead ultimately.
Yes.
There's so much money that's invested into childcare, and then at the end of the day, it comes at a loss, because you don't really know the people who are raising your children, and you don't have the opportunity to be a part of something. And so it creates this separation and divide more so than coming together and feeling like really.
Okay, so I am a chef professionally.
Yes.
And so when we talk about food, I get excited. But I want you to talk about this a little bit more, because, and also dealing with holistic. Holistically. The garden part is a really huge conversation right now. There are a number of schools right now across the country. Preschools are having gardenings.
Right.
They're gardening. I'm learning about seeds, learning about different things. Even my children's school, they have what is it? FFA? Is that FFA?
Yes, FFA.
Yeah. Huh? There you go. FFA and Family Care.
Family
This
Care.
is live, okay? And Women in Business, my children are here.
Right.
Okay,
That's
so
right.
we are doing the grassroots
It
right
starts,
now.
Yes.
It starts with you and I.
Yes.
Yes.
It starts with you and I.
Yes. So, and when I grew up, okay, this is a while ago. We had real food to eat.
Right.
Like,
Real food. Real food.
With the church ladies coming in at 6 o'clock. I mean, the cafeteria, the same thing. Church lady, cafeteria lady, still the same thing, right? Coming in 6 o'clock in the morning and cooking food and mean mugging you and making you eat your food. And
All
you
of
had
it.
You had a choice of chocolate
Eat
or
all of it.
vanilla.
Everything.
Yeah. And we didn't have the milk that was in the cartons. We
Right.
had cups.
Real
styrofoam.
cups.
No, we had real cups.
Wow.
It was all, it was.
love it.
Yeah. So anyway, this goes back to, I think that Stockton, a great agriculture.
Yes. Yes.
And so can you talk about how that idea, why was that idea of having a gardening for the children? Why did you think about that part to add to the child care as well?
Well, I think definitely when you're looking at a holistic approach and what children need to be connected and rooted into the earth and rooted into the soil, there's a technique called grounding. Some are familiar with it, but it's just pretty much us being connected with the earth and the minerals that are in the earth to give us a stronger sense of balance. And so we have, as a society and as humankind has developed, in order to move around faster, we've actually put barriers between us to connect to that soil. And kids are fresh.
Yes.
And so they're not so jaded by dirt,
Yes.
which is really soil, which is really part of our earth,
Yes.
which is really part of us.
Yes. That's it.
And so the barriers include like shoes and cement and things that just really create a cushion, a small boundary
Hand
between you.
sanitizer.
Right, hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
But you actually putting your physical body onto the ground, laying on the ground, putting your feet on the ground, putting your hands in the soil will help to balance a lot of things. Your nutrition, you think, oh no, that dirt is going to make them more sick. Actually, it's going to build natural antibodies to have a higher resistance to other things and calm them down. And so there's a lot of, it's multi-layered reasons why being in the garden is so important.
And I also believe too is because we live in such a social global environment and we have AI that's here, that humans, we are connected to the earth. It's part of who we are. And most of the kids don't even go outside anymore.
Right. That's right.
You don't see them.
A lot of kids are commuting with their parents or they're out and about. They're not really outside playing barefoot.
Right.
Or drinking water. We drink bottled water.
Right.
So I think that that's a very purpose. If you introduce them early, then when they get older, they won't be afraid to go pick a fruit off the tree. Or they won't be afraid to buy plants for their houses.
Or even just recognizing which plants are edible. You think if there was some sort of a catastrophic event and as a human race we needed to survive, do your kids know what plants they can eat? Do they know how to plant a seed? I mean, when we look at food, food right now and everything comes in a bag, a box, a can, something. But when you have taken out that instant gratification, that long lasting process is going to help them beyond just right now.
Right.
It's true. No, it's true because like my kids, they know they can eat a piece of fruit for a snack. Like they have no problem. It's not a big deal for me to go to the grocery store and buy different vegetables and all this. But anyway, back to women in business. Let's talk about the single parenting part. Especially for women. And now we have more men that are single parents now. There's a high, I don't know the study, I'm not going to get into all of that.
Statistics,
yeah. But I do know for sure that just being aware that there are a substantial lot of men that are now co-parenting. Like joint custody.
Right.
And a lot of them have custody, or they'll allow their children to grow up young and then they'll take them after. So let's talk about single parenting and how that the child care for that as well.
Right. And just to add on, like, you know, to what you said, Chef Tobias, is that there are married couples that are, you know, essentially because one party might be working.
I'm one of them. I'm trying to be nice to be like single parent.
Okay,
I'm like,
but
look,
you can
we
be
got
married
some issues too,
and be a single parent. Thank you.
Real issues with child care. So serious
Been
issues
single
with child
parenting
care.
since the babies were born,
Yeah.
and I was married.
There you go. That part. All of that. All of that.
Yes.
And 2 incomes not even enough. That's one income. 2 incomes is 1 income now.
Right. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so expensive. And I think when I was a single mom and I had both of my girls, it was really hard for me because I was paying, you know, $1,800 for rent and, you know, paying
girl, that's cheap, but I know.
But you had a discount.
I didn't say nothing. I'm going to say this real cute. And I didn't have a discount. I didn't have no kind of discount. But my first apartment was $395 a month for a 1-bedroom duplex.
Where was that?
With the front, with the front yard. And my daughter childcare was at $150 for the month.
That wasn't in California.
Yes, it was California. It was in California before California became California. It was in California before California even was like, I'm California.
Right.
Day before California became California.
I'm just like, I don't know.
Yes, I love listening to like my parents.
She's 27 now, so you can figure that one out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's my parents' struggle.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they talk to me and I'm like, really? But I mean, you know, the value of $1 then was different. And like you said, if things have changed.
Programs then.
Oh, yes.
When I was a single mom, I was a teenage mom with my oldest daughter. And we had programs. Like I still went to school. I had childcare that, you know, as long as I was in school full time, there was childcare. There was you know, the child care providers cooked and all kinds of stuff.
Yes.
Now there's like no programs or anything, like no support system at all.
Right. I was really blessed coming up because I was a latchkey kid growing up, meaning my parents commuted from the Central Valley to the Bay Area for a very long time. And so I was going back and forth, even going to school in Menlo Park at a private school at the time. But I was blessed with amazing childcare. I would be able to sleep in the bed with them, and they would cook me breakfast and cook me lunch and take me to school and pick me up, you know, in lieu of whatever schedule my parents had.
It's an extended family.
Right. It was an extended family. And I've, you know, was blessed with that. But to say, like, with everything that's going on in the world right now, it seems like without the grounding, like without all of these small things that's adding up, we're losing touch with that.
Yeah. And how does that childcare look like and stuff? I mean, I know child care is a very big thing in Central Valley, but for Grassroots, have you guys really, I'm sure people like, yes, we need child care in the single parent part. You was going to say something about that.
Yeah, you know, well, see, I guess with Grassroots, the model is built off of the parent who wants to be present and active at their best capability. We want to support that. So anybody that wants to be present in their child's life is someone that is eligible for the program. They would be a perfect fit for the program. And like I said, it comes in just opening up your mind to what that really looks like in your world. It might not be that you would be able to come to the Childcare Cooperative every day and help assist with the children, but it might look like you might be able to cook some yummy, amazing food or cookies or, you know, and
it really is like that village mentality. So I know for all of the years that I've worked, 20 plus years in the public full system, it's they want to encourage parents to come, but then they really don't want you to be there. They're like, no, come, volunteer. And then they're like,
that part.
They give you one of those kind of smiles like, oh,
come back.
Why you
get it all the time.
I
get from the teachers, oh, we busy this week. I be like...
Right. And is it acceptable for you to just pop up and pop in? Especially when we talk about Black and brown communities.
Right.
And being able to just pop in and see what is this teacher really doing in my class? Does my child have a full-time, you know, person who's there who knows how to respect and show respect and give respect.
Yes.
And how's my kid acting?
Yes.
Right? Because
And
a lot of time you think of somebody else, right?
Yeah, and how do we respond to the children acting? We had huge things in the news about that where we think that we are supposed to teach our children or scold our children.
Right.
And that's not necessarily what we are supposed to do.
Guidance is much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, let me lead, and let me lead by example.
Yes.
And the best way to lead by example is to have a collective people who are working together, who it's like, it's okay, we appreciate you coming and participating. We want to see your face.
Right.
Yes.
Because your kids are going to see you, and they're going to see other people who are like-minded with you, or
That's
maybe a little bit different than you.
Right.
Which gets that compassionate point, you know, and that's what a collective is about.
Right? So, all right. Good timing, huh? Real quick, what do you need from the community? This is your chance to
Definitely. You know, we're all about spreading awareness right now about Grassroots Childcare Cooperative. Like I said earlier, if you are a parent that's longing to be a part of your child's life, more than a 9-to-5, you're looking for community support and training wherever you are, and referrals, you know, just any kind of support. Grassroots Childcare Cooperative would definitely be the right place for you. We definitely have meetings coming up next month, so stay tuned to the page. We'll be announcing those, and then we have events that are to come. Definitely come out and just experience it, because you do experience it at the events for sure.
And where can they go to see those events that are coming up?
So we like to really get together with the community, because that's what we're all about. Our last event was at Apsara, and it was amazing. We actually have children asking, when are they going to come back and have another event? But it turned out to be very amazing. The next event will be circa March, April of this year. And so we'll definitely incorporate the whole family in this one again, and do the same thing and just spread the love.
And always staying connected. I think one of the big things is that, you know, we mentioned earlier, it's like, how do we get those resources to the communities? So, well, there's a lack of resources, or there's a lack of programs. There's
or
really,
some people know and then the others don't know.
Right.
And that's exactly what I was saying. It's like, there might not be a lack. It may be the lack of communication.
Right.
Yes.
That's
and
it.
how do we get that out? So please keep it posted and share the word. You
That's
know,
it.
I think the biggest way that we still as a human race get most information out is through word of mouth.
That's it.
So share.
All
Tell
right,
somebody
give me your
else.
information one more time.
Yeah, so you can find
wave
us.
on all those.
So you can find us online on Facebook and Instagram right now at Grassroots CCC. You can inbox us if you have any questions, but please come to join us for the next meeting. We have childcare that's always provided, and then we have a lot of information for anyone that's interested in becoming a part of something that's for the greater good for our future.
And other programs that we're doing in the community may not be exactly grassroots, but we like to tap into other community events. So if you have things, please let us know. We'll show up, we'll show out, and we'll participate in your programs. And you can see us there, and always come up and say hi, ask.
All right. This sounds great. And I really hope that eventually you guys get your own building.
Yes.
And your own things that you need. Hopefully a couple
we're
of
working on
vans
it.
for transportation.
Yes, we're working on it.
That'd be wonderful to see as well, because this is very much needed in the community. Childcare. I mean, we have to go, but we could spend a whole nother segment just talking about that alone.
Right.
And we touched on some things on dealing with childcare, but can you, before we wrap up, is it possible if you could just give a few tips that maybe that parent is listening to right now, just a few tips that maybe they can implement with their children, or children that, you know, they might be watching or something?
You want to?
So definitely some tips that you can do is look for the resources that are around you. A lot of community places that you may say, hey, can I trust them? They will have access to something. So your schools, your libraries, any other kind of community places where people come, sometimes even the mall, you can go there and see things posted. The colleges, you can look for other events to tap in, because you're going to link to someone that's going to link you to someone.
Yes.
Yes. So that's one good thing, because then you'll see the things that you need will pop up. Once you put the intention out there, you say, hey, you know what, I'm really looking for more funding for this, or I want to be able to stay home. My baby, I'm just about to have a baby and I want to be able to stay home longer. How do I do that? Even the courthouse has free, they'll help you go over some documents for free. They'll give you an attorney for 30 minutes, and you just pay $30. And you know, there's different resources that we need out there.
Okay.
So
great. And are you looking for child providers too?
Yes,
Join as well.
We did put applications out for assorted
good.
Yes, you are. We did put out different applications that we currently have for positions we're looking to fill, because we're in fundraising efforts. We have a potential location.
Okay.
And so we're getting ready. We're getting ready. So please apply. If you see, go to our page, check out the positions. If you're interested in becoming a part of the Grassroots team, please apply. We'd love to meet you and go from there.
Apply, donate, share the word, spread the word, give us all the likes and the thumbs up so that people say that this is something that they want to invest in.
That's right.
Because we're here to work for you, because you're going to work with us.
That's right.
All right. Let's give them the information one more time before we go.
Yes. So Grassroots Childcare Cooperative on Facebook and Instagram at Grassroots CCC.
I just like that name, Grassroots. I was kind of a little bit grassroots. Sorry. Grassroots.
I like it. You like it?
You see where I'm going? You see where I'm going with that, right? Grassroots.
Come on.
Grassroots.
I think you better push that gardening. You better push that gardening a little bit more. Okay? That children gardening.
We're
it's
gonna
Grassroots.
It's all about
Drop
cultivation.
your kids off for the gardening. That's going to be their child care. Look at mommy. I got 50 pounds of carrots.
I love it.
50 pounds. We're juicing. You got 50 pounds of carrots. We're doing some juicing.
Some juicing.
Yes,
Delicious.
I love
Yummy
that.
juice.
All right, well, I tell you what, I do admire your aspiration for this and your dedication for this.
Yes.
And we all are mothers at some point in time. We've been single mamas and doing all that whole stuff. So it's just a good thing to see that, you know, we are taking back child care. We do want to redefine what it is and what it look like. It should no longer be about just drop off your kids and keep it going. But it should, you know, we should have, or child care providers should incorporate the parents in a little bit more. You know, can you take off work? Can you take a vacation day and come on in here, you know, with us and help out? And, you know, so we could kind of just get that whole family tribe where the kids are like, oh, auntie's here. They have a whole bunch of aunties.
It's an exchange. And then, you know, when families are participating, they're getting amazing training and they're getting supported in their life. So it's a win-win.
Yes.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win.
Yes. All right. Chef Tobias Cooks here with the voice of San Joaquin. Chef Tobias with the voice of San Joaquin. Please visit us on the voice of San Joaquin. Yes. Am I on the camera? Yes. Please visit us. It is live. Visit us on the voice of San Joaquin. Please click, share, and donate. Please support your public radio community station. Please support. Yes. If you are a child care provider, this is a conversation for you. Please go ahead and get in contact with these young ladies. Give them your information. Let's try to grow and move our community and change the scope of child care and what it looks like for our children and community. I'm Chef Tobias Cooks. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, www.chef. I'm gonna learn. You know, I need to.
All the
W's. I need to get it together, right? www.Chef Cooks. Women in business. See you next time.